Hello everyone, I'm Cloud and welcome to Anime no Mi. In today's video we will talk about some of the biggest mysteries and also news in the world of One Piece, which end up generating many doubts among all fans of the manga. And I already count on your help to leave your like in the video to support the channel. I also hope you subscribe if you're still new here, and leave your comments saying your opinions and what the next videos you want to see here on the channel. Now let's go to the video. Guys, as you know, today's video is about questions and answers regarding the One Piece anime. For those who don't know, in these videos we answer questions related to the One Piece manga that were asked by subscribers in our previous videos. Remembering that the answers are based on our opinions, based on the information presented so far in the One Piece manga. The first question of today's video is, which devil fruit do you think would be ideal for Zoro? As we know, Zoro is a character who fights using swords, more specifically 3 swords. Personally, I wouldn't like to see Zoro with a devil fruit, and so far we haven't seen any fruit that would match a fighting style using 3 swords. However, a devil fruit that would be interesting for him to use would be a Logia-type fruit, as they would allow Zoro to be able to shape the intangibility of his body and use the element in his favor, thus managing to be much more flexible during combat. An example would be Kizaru's fruit, the Pika Pika no Mi, a fruit that would allow Zoro to transform, manipulate, and also create light. This fruit would give him much faster locomotion, in addition to being able to generate light swords at will, which would allow him to stay in combat and maintain his fighting style even if he lost his swords. Zoro could also use the power of his fruit to use it along with his swords, making it even stronger or even faster. There are several possibilities of blows that this fruit would give Zoro. A Paramecia fruit that had the ability to teleport the user or whoever he wanted would also be interesting to see him use, because with this fruit he would be able to launch surprise attacks. In addition to this power, he can also teleport his enemies to strategic places where Zoro could have a great advantage over him, something similar to Op Op no Mi, but this fruit would not have an area limitation. Zoan fruits would be reasonably good as they increase the user's base attribute, causing their speed, strength and stamina to increase, but it's not very likely that Zoro would use this power, as in his hybrid form it could make it difficult to use swords. So there are many possible fruits for Zoro to obtain, but only Paramecia or Logia fruits, because with it, Zoro would get an incredible power that wouldn't limit him using the 3 swords he is familiar with using during combats, but hardly he will use that power at some point. The next question is, do you think Xebec might still be alive? How important is he to the story? Amazingly, it is very likely that he really lost his life and will not appear in history, because even though he was not alive he would still become a relevant character in history, because in the past he made his fame all over the world, even achieving recruit very powerful pirates. 3 of these pirates even became Yonkus, and there is no plausible reason in the story for Garp and the Pirate King to have lied about taking that opponent's life, so most likely he lost his life. There are many possibilities related to him, but one of the most interesting is that Teach could be his son, or at least have been inspired by him, as he has a great ambition to conquer the world just as his father intended. Coming back to the main subject, he probably has a bigger importance than just being ex-captain of Newgate, Charlotte and Kaido. As Oda himself said, he has too many stories for little space per chapter, so he selects the moments that will be of great importance so that he can make the story as attractive as possible and also be able to bring more information about certain subjects that he wants to develop in the future. Based on that, Oda just adds information that he will develop better in the future, so there is a lot of possibility that Oda will show Xebec's accomplishments and also say if there is any relationship between him and any other current characters. The next question is, what do you think the voice of all things means? It is said that the voice of all things refers to the words transmitted by inanimate objects and animals that do not speak human language. Although most human beings are unable to understand these beings, there is an innate ability that allows a person to perceive these words, understand them, and gain information through them. For example, it is possible to use this ability to obtain information from poneglyphs, and as mentioned before, even being able to understand what creatures or objects have to say. In addition, some people are able to talk with the voice, and if it belongs to an animal, they can even command them. Those who are able to perceive the voice of all things are generally unaware of their ability and do not know the voice of all things itself. So there are other people who have this ability, but they don't know they have it, because it's not something like the haki that is present in everyone's body. It also can't be achieved through a devil fruit, being a power very rare. Almost no one knows this power. The voice of all things is an ability that acts spontaneously. Luffy has it for a long time, but not even he understood what those voices were that he constantly heard during his journey. When the Pirate King first crossed the seas of the Red Line, he was able to hear the voices of sea kings, but he didn't understand who was speaking to him from the bottom of the sea. However, when he reached the end of the Grand Line and began his search for Laugh Tale, he could hear the voices of Zenesha and the road Poneglyph, who is now with Big Mom. Just like him, Luffy is able to perceive and understand animals like the Sea Kings and Zenesha. Not only they, Kazuki Oden and his son Kazuki Momonosuke also possess this ability, which makes them able able to understand Zanesha. However, unlike Roger, Luffy and Oden, Momonosuke was able to converse with the big elephant. It is said that the tribe of the Three Eyes has access to this ability through utilizing the power of their third eye. However, it is said that few members could actually access this power. The next question says, do all the Straw Hats already have the power to beat a pacifista? This may be changing now in the Wano arc, but it looks like they wouldn't win easily yet, as some Straw Hat pirates aren't that interested in being able to learn to fight. So they only train to get stronger to help their teammates, but they are not able to reach the fighting level of the strongest members. Luffy would obviously be able to win easily because he is very strong, even being able to fight at the same level as a Yonko. Since Zoro, even not being able to fight a Yonko, he was able to hurt Kaido, proving to be very strong. Although Sanji is the cook, he is very strong. With his fighting style he learned from Zeph, he becomes a very powerful opponent, even managing to defeat one of the three strongest pirates in Kaido's crew. Jinbe is also one of the most powerful characters in the crew, so he possesses incredible strength capable of easily destroying several pacifistas without any effort. The other members would possibly win, but with difficulties, being Nami, Usopp and Brook. Their fighting style is more strategic and they use their power to support their crew. Even with Zeus it would be very difficult for Nami to beat a pacifista, as they could possibly have immunity to electricity, so her time control abilities would be useless against them. The same goes for Usopp. His main focus is support, helping his crew from a long distance with their diverse items. However, none of these items seem to be able to destroy a pacifista's tough robotic body. After all, we know that they are very resistant, which would make Usopp almost impossible to defeat them. Brook, despite being a good swordsman, still doesn't have skills like Zoro's. Brook also has a very strong fruit. However, it is only effective against living enemies that have a soul, and as we know, pacifistas are fully robotic who only have Kuma's appearance. The other pirates can, perhaps, defeat them with a little more ease, such as Nico Robin. We know that her goal is not to be one of the strongest Straw Hat pirates, but her devil fruit is very powerful and she knows control the powers of the fruit. Robin could easily create giant parts of her body to be able to crush the pacifistas, or even transform into her form with demon aspects, in which she gets very big and with several arms. In this form she would probably be able to defeat a pacifista. Chopper fits in the same category as Robin. In his case, even though he has a weak appearance, he is very powerful with his transformations, even more so when he uses his monster point, which makes him a gigantic creature. Frankie would also be able to defeat the pacifistas because he has several creations of his own that allow him to cause great destruction, as well as having his transformations that greatly increase his power. The last question of today's video says, if Ace were alive, would he have Yonko level? Had Luffy already gotten over him? I don't believe Ace could have Yonko level, but maybe something close, like maybe a Yonko right arm, as we know Ace wanted to have power, but only to fulfill his captain's missions. So Ace didn't seek so much power, unlike Luffy, who has the dream of being able to find the One Piece, and for that dream to come true he would have to face several enemies that got in his way. So he would have to get stronger, as in Ace's case it wouldn't be necessary, because Newgate didn't aim to find the One Piece, so there would be no reason for Ace to train so much. Ace could get stronger if necessary, but he would hardly try to reach the level of a Yonko. What we know is that until the moment he lost his life in the Great Battle of Marineford, he was very strong, but not at the level to defeat a Yonko. But now I want to know about your opinion. Which of these questions did you find most interesting? Have a question related to One Piece? Leave it in the comments that maybe in the next video it will be answered. Thanks to all of you for watching the video to the end. I hope you enjoyed the content and information in today's video. We hope that we will always continue together talking about the news of the anime and the manga, so comment your doubts, news, or what you think will happen in the anime in the future. Also comment on the new videos you want to see here on the channel. We'll see you again in the next video. I'll wait for you here. Bye.